Hey everybody, it's your hospitality friend Glenn here on the high-tech trade floor with Jenna Fishel, Chief Commercial Officer with First Hospitality. But first, I want to thank our friends over at Unifocus. Unifocus technology that drives value. So we're here, we're at HITEC right now. It's extremely humid. Forgive my frizzy hair over there. So we got that.
Thanks, Glenn.
Very humid here. We're here at HITEC and a lot of new ideas are being presented, but some ideas have been talked about for a year or two, but are changing. And I guess the big issue is AI. How did you perceive this walking into this conference first? How you're thinking about it now in the middle of the conference, and if this is running after the conference, also applies.
Sure. So AI is very exciting and something I use every day. As a company, we've really put a lot of efforts and focus and champions in this area. However, I really enjoyed hearing some new ideas on how we could put it into action when we go back. Some of the things that resonated with me the most is how we supervise with AI.
What do you mean by that?
So, we can really teach some of these bots or agents, what we're looking for on a commercial strategy call, as an example, and teach it to tell us, how performance is going and how we can improve.
Oh, I'd love that. So we're really talking about different ways of thinking in order to move AI forward. The problem that I'm finding with AI is it means everything, but it can simultaneously mean nothing. So we need to kind of be very specific about it. So how are you also thinking about utilizing AI to perhaps make people's jobs less monotonous so they can focus on things that are more life enhancing, to say?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're using it for our revenue managers and marketing managers to be able to focus more on strategy, right? So it's really easy to input data in there and then tell it what you're looking for, ask for insights, and it's really been remarkable things that it can see that we haven't seen that we can now put into action and have a conversation on versus just repeating the data.
Okay, so we're in a weird, wonky period of the economy. Nobody's really sure what's happening, and I find that summer travelers are not yet pulling the trigger to go. I would say I'm fully confident they will go, but there's a little much wait and see right now, right? So it was also set against a backdrop of it's getting harder to push prices. How do you think you're going to utilize technology to make that easier for you to find the right customers at the right time and get them to be able to organically spend more money?
Sure. Well, I would say it's a combination and a partnership between marketing and revenue management.
Right.
So, I think we have to be forward thinking, and marketing they help touch the customer first, right? When you're trying to build awareness. So I think it's bringing marketing, more into the conversation with revenue than we ever have before. Compiling the data, what are the results showing versus what we need, and putting that into action.
How do you break down those silos? Because in a lot of companies, marketing is over here, and then the rest is over here, and they never kind of communicate.
Sure. Well, if you could see everyone, we are all here together as a unified commercial.
Yeah, so on the other side of the counter, no less.
So one of our big focuses this year, has been taking the old traditional revenue strategy calls and truly evolving into a commercial strategy call where everyone has a seat on the call: marketing, revenue management, operations, and of course, sales. And it's really great to see the collaboration and short term and long term. I think that's really where we move the needle.
Totally. She's not saying this, but I'm saying this. Then they can't tell you they weren't part of the process. So
you get their buy-off.
Right. Okay. All hands at the table. Everyone gets more responsibility, which I think drives the entire business forward because everybody's on the same page and came to an agreement as opposed to being told what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. If they have a seat at the table, they're more likely to do their part and buy it.
Absolutely love it. Anything else you want to add?
No, I was thinking a lot about marketing and the economy is inconsistent, right? And we're not sure. And I keep thinking, how do we grow RevPAR index at our hotels? And I think one of the big advantages we have at First Hospitality is a dedicated marketing team, where I look at some of our competitors and what I see is, they assign the marketing duties to revenue management, or they say the director of sales and marketing is going to do it. However, there is a need for experts in this area. I mean, there are so many different areas of marketing, from social media to being website experts to SEO. So we built a team that I really think is going to get us to the next step.
That's a great piece of advice because it's very hard at the property level to try to be doing sales and be a marketing pro when you're really a sales pro that's kind of being forced into a marketing.
Yeah, our directors of sales, they're great at building relationships and letting us know what's going on in the market, but marketers have a different skill set, right? And they actually need to be creative and then yet meticulous to get into the detail at the same time.
Awesome. I absolutely love it. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Hope you learned something. I sure did. That's Jenna, who's already sneaking away. I'm Glenn. Thanks, Unifocus. See you later. Bye, everyone.